you're currently waking up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., and that's your normal routine, and you're trying to become more disciplined, you're trying to buy yourself some more time and energy to execute whatever task it is, don't just automatically the next day set your alarm clock for 3:30 and go that route. Yeah, you may be able to do that for a day or two, but chances are that's just too big of a jump. It's going to be too much of a shock to your system for it to be sustainable. So rather than that, if you normally get up at 7, tomorrow get up at 6:55. Okay, do that for 3 days. You're probably going to notice that there's no difference whatsoever in how you feel. Don't even worry about what you do with those 5 minutes. Just get up at 6:55. Do that for a week. Okay, cool. How was that? Hey, Nick, that was actually really simple. I didn't even notice a difference throughout my entire day. Cool. Tomorrow, 6:50. Let's do that for 3 or 4 days. Day after that, 6:45. Let's jump to 6:30. Just this small, gradual, incremental adjustment within what we're currently doing now is typically recommended, as do I, as a preferred option. Because if you're currently able to deadlift 100 pounds and your dream is to be able to deadlift 800, if you go from 100 to 6 and thinking that that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. It's just too big of a jump. So give yourself some patience, and a powerful word. Take the edge off yourself a little bit. Recognize that there's a difference between patience and procrastination, but patience is essential. Patience is nothing more than understanding and recognizing and accepting the fact that it's going to take some time, but it is going to take time when we are working at it proactively with consistency, likely every day or within every other day. So instill some patience, right? You've made it this far in life with waking up at 7. So like there's no rush to get to 3:30, but let's be proactive and just iteratively, progressive overload, start working ourselves towards that point where you can be as efficient and as productive as possible 6 months from now, 12 months from now, whatever.
Damn, I can see why you're helping so many people. Like you have this unique way of just taking it and like selling it with passion. And I can see why so many people like, you know, it was like 5-star reviews all the way through the book. I downloaded it on my Audible account. You know, I was just like, this guy gets it. He really pushes people into it. And there's so many rabbit holes I'm trying to avoid going down because it's probably a couple hour podcast on each of these. Like, but how are you taught then, like, to go through it? Because, like, if I miss an alarm clock and it goes off at 7:15 instead of like 6:55, for example, not too much is going to happen. I maybe miss my bus and have to get the second bus. In your situation, it might be that potentially something bad could happen. You miss a potential threat, etc. How are you taught to, you know, use like analysis of threats, to use like, you know, just to check that your plan's working and check in real time so it doesn't go off kilter and doesn't have potential injuries, etc.
Yeah. So one phrase that comes to mind, Ian, as soon as you say that is one that we use, and that is no plan survives first contact. And when I say contact, that means that we are now in contact with the enemy. We are now in an engagement. We're now in a gunfight. No plan survives first contact.